Elia Kazan, the world's greatest actors, director, and arguably one of the greatest filmmakers of all time, said directing is this: turning psychology into behavior. Simple. When you look at people like Meisner, simplifying acting. Acting is living truthfully under imaginary circumstances. That's what acting is. And directing, according to Elia Kazan, is turning psychology into behavior. Why is this something actors need to know about? Why am I making a directing video? It's Anytown Actors Lab. I'll tell you why. Do you want to have an advantage? Do you want to have an edge when you are acting, when you are auditioning, when you are on set or on stage, bringing a part to life so that you can affect people in a way that's indelible, lasting, and has an impact worth talking about, worth revisiting? Isn't that the type of work you want to do? Okay, you need to study what makes great directors great, what makes great writers great, and what makes great actors great, of course. If you are looking at turning psychology into behavior, it means you need to take an interest in psychology, and you need to know and be proficient at how to turn that into behavior. Enter the independent activity. I've talked about this many times. I teach this to actors all over the world through one-on-one via Zoom. If you're interested in that, reach out to me, actorslab@anytownpictures.com. I teach actors in person, and we always talk about the independent activity. How do I create behavior that is spontaneous, in the moment, and activized by the most important thing of all, internal meaning, a reason, a purpose for doing what you do? Do something that you can actually get done. Let's say it's fixing something that's broken, like a plate or a cup, or making your bed, or packing a bag, or any number of activities you can get done. Has to be something you can do, can't be impossible, but also has to be difficult. There has to be an element of difficulty. Meisner said this increases your concentration. So you're not in your head while you're acting, but you're in the moment, concentrated on something that you need to get done. The other two elements to fill out for yourself that involve the imagination are urgency. I have to have a reason to get this done now. And meaning. What's the point of making this thing the way that I need to make it, or getting this activity done? It has to have inherent meaning and purpose. Consequences if you fail, benefits if you pass. That's the foundation of truthful acting. It's, as Meisner said, where you learn to act. That's how you create spontaneous, truthful behavior. You can change the behavior based on the stakes, turning up or down the urgency, the meaning, or the difficulty, creating for yourself an analogous choice that makes the part and the script and the moment come to life for you in a real way. Ready to make this thing really artistic? This is where things get super, super important as an artist. Acting is an art form. It's not pretending. It's not saying lines. It's not making faces. It's not being emotional. It's not acting. If crying was what made great actors, my Aunt Sadie would be the greatest actor of all time. Acting is not crying. It's not being emotional at a certain given moment. Nope. It's living truthfully under imaginary circumstances. You want to be an artist, you got to make an artistic choice. As Jim Carrey said famously, art is an outer molding of your inner life. So what inner life are you attached to, you're dying to as an artist express through the embodiment of this part? You need to know how to make artistic choices. Bold choices that make the dilemma of the character your dilemma, and not some dilemma written on cold dead text by someone else other than you. They did their job as the writer. They've done their artistic job. It's your job as the actor to bring it to life as an artist. So what's the you choice? Let's say I'm playing a character named James. Well, James is going through a lot of stuff, right? He's got this trial that he has to win. He's an attorney, and he's defending those that are wrongfully convicted, and he's trying to appeal to courts and free the innocent. Okay, that's what James is doing. Adam doesn't do that. Adam doesn't have a law degree. Adam's an actor who loves telling stories and embodying characters. But how can I make what James is going through what Adam is going through? We call it going on the hunt. You have to go on the hunt for the Adam choice, the thing that's going to bring this home for me, right? I'm probably going to start asking myself questions about injustice. What am I indignant about? What do I feel like is unfair in my life? What wrong would I like to be righted? And through my choices, could I possibly get done? A high stakes activity, pass, fail, guilty, not guilty. You see how this translates from a mundane, seemingly activity, fixing a cup, doing your bed, putting your makeup on, etc., to ultimately what it is in a film, a high-stakes scenario. Take Oppenheimer, for example. J. Robert Oppenheimer, a theoretical physicist, there and hired to create the science and the experiments that will eventually produce the atomic bomb, right? That will end World War II. We're in a race against the Nazis to do something scientific that will be successful in winning the war. That is one very specific, very, very high stakes activity. But simplified, it's as simple as difficult, meaningful, and urgent. Difficulty is immense. He has to hire a team. They need $2 billion. Look at all the scientists that came before him that set up and paved the way for the future. The Niels Bohr, the Heisenberg, the Albert Einstein, all the gifts he was given, his scientific approach. And then you have the government hiring him and spending all this money to get this thing done. Difficulty is very, very high. Meaning is extremely high. It's off the charts. We may blow up the entire world if we drop this thing. What's the moral implication of telling the enemy about what we're creating? And then obviously the urgency. Guys, we have to do this by X date or we all die. We lose the war. Hitler wins. The Nazi regime takes over and global power slips through our fingertips, and now we're enslaved to this regime that's built on hate, power, and dominion over their fellow man. We have to get this done. It's difficult, it's urgent, it's meaningful. If you train yourself to do this with excellence by fixing the coffee cup and applying your imagination to the urgency and the meaning, you can prepare yourself to be acting under imaginary circumstances to the stakes of something like an Oppenheimer or any other myriad of endless, infinite possibilities through storytelling. Train yourself to do things with reality. Use your imagination and your instincts that are already at your disposal so you can become the best actor you can be, which, after all, is the only thing you have control over in this insane business. It's an insane business. So take a sane approach to what you can control. You can't control someone hiring you or firing you. You can't control who's going up for a part and who might have had a connection that you're not going to have, that maybe they get it instead of you. What you can control is what you can control, which is your approach to acting, your ability to act truthfully. So develop it like you're serious. If you're not serious, you don't stand a chance anyway. It's already a slim chance. So focus on what you can control, get really good at acting, learn how to do an activity with reality, and you can also act any story with truth. If you would like to study with me, reach out, send me an email. I'm here. I teach actors all over the world. I have a finite amount of hours I can dedicate to teaching. I love teaching. I'm here to do it. If you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, send me a message. We're starting a new class in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, September 7th. Message me. I can get you enrolled. Spots are filling up. Just hit me up. I'm here to help. I'm here to teach. Much love to you guys. Thank you for the support, and follow for more acting tips like these.